Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be discussing what my favorite holiday palettes are this year, and I feel like whenever I do these seasonal favorite palettes videos, it honestly really depends on my mood. Like for example, with holiday, I'm always in the glittery, smoky mood, right? Especially the glittery mood. But this year, on top of that, I also am in the emerald green type of mood, as you can probably see by what's going on in my eyes. And to create this look, I actually used a few of the different palettes I'm going to be mentioning to you guys today. Every single one of these is going to be absolute perfection for the holiday season, and I cannot wait to share them with you. I'm not only going to talk to you about them, but I'm going to show you swatches of my favorite, most holiday-esque shades. If you are excited for the video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, don't forget to please subscribe before you leave. With that said, let's go ahead and get started. Hi, me from a different day here, just to tell you that Sephora is having a 20% off sale starting today. And the best thing about it is that you don't have to be a rouge to get 20% at Sephora. Everybody can get 20% at Sephora. So 20% off, it is a one-time use purchase, and 30% off of Sephora collection. So definitely check out the sale. I am going to leave you the link down below, and next to the link I'm going to put the discount code that you need for the 20%. So check it out. I cannot believe Sephora did another 20% off sale. This is like not something they've ever done before. So definitely take advantage of that. To begin, I'm going to mention a palette that I am sure a lot of you are probably expecting to be in this video, and you are not mistaken, and that is this one right here. This is the Celestial Odyssey palette from Mother Pat McGrath, and it is her holiday palette. It's definitely going to have colors that are amazing for the holiday season. Take a look right here. So first of all, let me quickly show you the 5 looks 1 palette video I made with this one. I believe every single one of these looks is going to be perfect for any holiday parties or holiday occasions. I have to add that Pat McGrath makes the best shimmery glittery shades ever, so of course that every single one of these shimmers is sure to grab people's attention. Now let me show you some of my favorite pops of color that this one has that are going to be absolute perfection for any holiday party occasion. I'm going to grab this one right up here, this one of course, and why not this one here as well. So first of all, let's talk about this black shade right here, because this is not just a regular shiny black. It has rainbow colored sparkles in it. Here's a picture of a black smoky eye I did with this shade, and I am still obsessed with it. And even though it's not super colorful, it is extremely sexy and very nice for any holiday parties. Let me show you the swatches. Here is a swatch of that shade. So beautiful, right? Let's keep going. Here is that beautiful teal shimmer that I also grabbed. Of course, the green shade is absolute perfection for the holidays. And then I grabbed a pewtery silver shade, which I think would also be really nice if you're not too into the greens and the golds. I feel like that could be a really nice variation to that type of look. Then of course, if you do like the golds, she also has this one and this one in here. And these two matte shades I think would be absolutely perfect at complementing any of these pops of colors that we talked about. Basically, I'm only leaving out the pinkier, mauvey types of shades because I feel like those are not as holiday-esque, but the golds and the silvers and the browns and the greens and the teals definitely have a place at a holiday party. Let's keep swatching. Here's that gold shade. Oh my goodness. Here's the other one. This is like a coppery with a gold sparkle type of a shade. And then the matte shades, which this is the like mid-tone brown, and then of course the smoky, more cool tone, darker type of brown. Tell me this is not the most magnificent color palette for holiday parties. Now keep in mind, this is a Pat McGrath limited edition holiday palette. I believe last time I checked it was still available on her website, and she is currently having a sale still. Hopefully it hasn't ended by the time I post this video, and so you can get this palette with a very, very nice discount. I have loved the Pat McGrath holiday palettes from the past 2 years because I think this is really a very unique and exciting way to trying the Pat McGrath formula for the first time if you've never taken the plunge before, because it is a pretty luxurious, expensive type of a brand. But in this one, even at full price, you can try 18 Pat McGrath shades for $70 something, and if you get them with a 25 to 35% off discount, I think it is an absolutely incredible deal. So of course I highly recommend this one, and I know that I'll be using it a lot throughout this holiday season. This next one might surprise you just a teeny tiny bit. It is a Natasha Denona palette. Probably not one that you are expecting. The one I want to talk about is this mini palette right here. So this is the Mini Metropolis palette from Natasha Denona, and I find this one to be very, very holiday-esque. If anything is disrupting your holiday vibe, is definitely this yellow matte right over here. But as soon as that very warm matte yellow shade is covered, you have a perfect holiday palette right here. Let me show you the swatches of these 4 shades. Just take a look right here. For some reason, when I think of holiday eye looks, I more so lean towards a neutral or cool tone smoky eye with a pop of color rather than warm shades on the crease. And this palette is perfection because the 2 mattes that it has, that are, by the way, not in the big version of this palette, I think are perfect for the holiday season. I don't think as the big Metropolis palette as a holiday palette, because I feel like all of the mattes that are in that one are a lot warmer than the mattes that are in this one, and so I feel like these 2 matte shades make this one be very unique. And because it has the yellow matte, it could be a perfect fall palette, but without that yellow matte, it is a very special holiday palette. Hopefully I'm not making things more confusing. Let me show you the swatches. Okay, take a look right here at this beautiful, beautiful gold shade. If that is not a Christmas gold, I don't know what is, and it has the most special reflect to it. And then of course the emerald green right here would be a showstopper at any holiday parties. And then here is the cool tone matte brown shade that would be ideal for smoking out these looks, and the perfect taupey transition shade that this palette has. Again, this right here gives me all of the holiday vibes, and because this is a mini palette from Natasha Denona, this is the most affordable palette that you will see here in this video. These retail for only $25, and trust me, it is a steal. This is definitely a palette that you can use for fall and the holiday season. It's nice, it's colorful, and it's got Natasha Denona's amazing formulation. I feel like when I realized that this one had, I believe, 3 colors from the original Metropolis palette, I sort of didn't get it. I was a little bit disappointed, but I feel like because she added these 2 cool toned matte shades right here, it gave this palette a color story and a vibe of its own, and it's certainly a different vibe from the vibe of the big Metropolis palette. I really like this one. I highly recommend it, and it would be absolute perfection for any holiday looks. When it comes to high-end and luxury eyeshadow formulas, I don't think anything is as user-friendly as Charlotte Tilbury formulas. Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows just blend on their own. You have to put in 0 effort in order to blend them. So if you usually struggle with blending your eyeshadows or creating a smoky eye that you're confident in, or if you just don't have the patience to blend out your eyeshadows, then I recommend Charlotte Tilbury. And this year she came out with the Smoky Eyes Are Forever palette, and this one also has some really nice holiday vibes in it that I am about to show you. Let's get started with some shimmers, and there's always a place for a really nice champagne shimmer in a holiday look. Check this one out. Then she also made some really beautiful greens for this palette. This one being the lighter one of the two. And here is the smokier one right here. And then we have this rose gold coppery moment right here that would be absolute perfection also at any holiday occasion. Plus, she included some really beautiful matte shades that will absolutely complement any looks you create with these shimmers. This one here can be a perfect crease color. If you, like me, like a cool tone brown to smoke out your eye, this one is absolute perfection. And you cannot have the perfect smoky eye without the perfect matte black shade. And of course, Charlotte included it in the palette as well. I feel like this color story right here reflects a more elegant version of a holiday type of look. Check out some of the looks I created with this palette when I first reviewed it. You may be able to take some inspiration for your holiday looks from there. But all in all, this is a really beautiful, elegant color story. If you're not as daring with bright colors, this right here might be a little bit more your vibe. And like I said at the beginning, Charlotte has the most user-friendly formula ever. So you can feel extremely confident when creating looks with her palettes that you're going to come out with something that you really love. Last but not least, it's definitely worth mentioning that this is not just a holiday palette. In fact, I don't think it was intended to be a holiday palette. I just think it fits the theme. But this is a palette that you can absolutely use year-round for any occasion. It has a beautiful color story and a lot of variety, especially for Charlotte eyeshadows. I feel like this is one of the most colorful palettes, let's say, that she's given us. Now, I feel like this year I'm not just in the smoky emerald green type of mood. I have an alternate holiday look that I have been obsessing over, and that is a more natural eye with lots of lashes and a red lip. And I have the perfect palette that I reach for every single time I want that look. And of course, that is exactly what I'm going to show you, also from Charlotte Tilbury, and this time it is a quad. This right here is the Celestial Pearl Quad from Charlotte. I actually wore this yesterday. Let me show you the look that I created. And this is my perfect holiday palette when I want my bold lip to be the center of attention. I've paired this with brighter reds, darker reds, more berry colors, and every time it comes out outstanding because it's got some amazing reflective shimmers in it that look extremely elegant. And the fact that this is the darkest I could go with it is much appreciated because I tend to get carried away with eyeshadow and I start wanting something nice and simple and easy to pair up with my red lip, and I end up with a very dark smoky eye, and I have to change kind of like my whole look. I have to go for a lighter lip because then I don't like it as much. And the fact that I cannot go darker while using this palette is much appreciated because I know with confidence that every time I use this little quad, I'm going to have a look that I love and that is not going to be too much or too dark, and that it's going to pair amazingly with a bolder lip. Let me show you the swatches. With this one, I literally just love piling up all of these shimmers one on top of the other and just using this to darken up the outer corner and the crease. And it is the easiest eye look ever, and like I said, it pairs up perfectly with any bold lipsticks. So let me show you right here. This is like a light pink shimmer with a white reflex in it. Then we have this one here, which is a peachier but also pinky type of shimmer, and it just has a different type of sparkle. This one is actually a duochrome. It has gold sparkle in it, but the camera is not really showing you that. Okay, I guess you can see it there. See how it's got a more champagne gold sparkle? So it's got two tones to it. Then we have this, which is like a topper. And I love that it has gold sparkles in it, so I usually just put that on top of these shades. And then last but not least, that bronzy brown type of shade that doesn't let me go too dark on the crease or the outer corner of the eye. So if your holiday looks this year consist of a darker, bolder lip and a more tamed down, sparkly eye, then absolutely get this palette for your holiday looks because you, like me, are going to be obsessed. By the way, I love the variety of sizes that I'm giving you today because I have holiday palettes from a quad to an 18-pan palette, which is great. 3 more palettes to go, and I have to mention this one. This is the Viseart palette from Viseart. As you can see, nice and colorful, but within this colorful story, you can get some really bomb holiday looks. Let me show you some of my favorite shades. I'm actually using this one right here on the crease of my eye today. I needed a really nice transition color, and this one was perfect. Let me start by showing you some of my favorite holiday-esque pops of color that come in that one. We have this beautiful, beautiful yellow gold right here that is just incredible. By the way, if you like shimmer but not sparkle, these right here are your shades. We have this beautiful teal type of a shade. It looks more blue on the camera, but I see it as more of a teal, like it's got a little bit more green to it. Then of course a fabulous, fabulous coppery shade, and this beautiful perfect green color right here. This palette also comes equipped with some really stunning neutral brown shades that can be used on the crease of the eye and pair amazingly with any of these pops of color. Take a look right here. This is a perfect transition color. This smoky brown right here is breathtaking. And then this one here is a perfect mid-tone brown. Also, these two right here are not my holiday vibe this year, but they could be used for holiday looks, and they are absolutely perfect as well. I feel like this little palette right here reignited my love for Viseart shadows. It's got the most perfect formula, the most perfect colorful story that can still be very nice and wearable, and it inspired me to create one of my favorite looks I've created this year, which is this one right here on the screen. Fell in love with that look, and I used this palette to create it, and so it's definitely a very inspiring palette to me and absolute perfection for the holiday season. If you thought I was done with Pat McGrath, you know you were being silly, right? Pat McGrath is mostly what I have all over my eyes today, and the palette that provided most of today's look was this one right here. This is Mothership number 2 Sublime. If you're a visual person like me, it's the one that comes in this box right here. And of course, this is my holiday vision in a palette right here. Absolutely love the emerald green and the gold. This matte shade right here is what I have on my outer corner and inner corner, and it is a perfect dark brown with a little bit of burgundy in it, and it pairs so nicely with these looks. Starting with the matte, this is that brown shade I was telling you about, and you can see I feel like it looks very brown once you put it on, but it has a hint of a cool tone burgundy in it that is very beautiful. And then of course Extreme Black from Pat McGrath is the perfect smoky outer corner shade for any look. As far as the glittery shimmers, I'm going straight into the Astro Blitz shades because this palette has some of the most special ones. This emerald green right here is breathtaking to say the least, and what inspired today's whole look. Then I have this gold right here that you can absolutely wear on its own, or you can pop it on top of this one and it transforms it in a really beautiful way. I actually have that gold right in the center. And then these two I didn't use today, but they are a beautiful rose gold glittery shimmer, and then this one here is like a silvery white glitter. I think when I first thought of doing this video, the first palette that came to mind was definitely the Sublime palette from Pat McGrath, just because I always envision this green right here as the most perfect green for a Christmas look or a holiday look, and so I had to use it today, you know? If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I am obsessed with Pat McGrath eyeshadows, and in particular Pat McGrath's Astro Blitz shades, which are these 4 shades that I just swatched for you. And I feel like the Astro Blitz shades in this palette in particular are the most perfect ones for the holiday season. So this was the first thing that came to mind, and of course I had to talk about it in this video. Only one palette left to go, and I actually have a little bit of this one in my eye look today as well. This was the palette that I used for the inner corners of my eye. That really nice light green highlighter right there. But besides beautiful green highlight shades, it also has some other pops of color that are absolute perfection for the holiday season. And the palette I'm talking about is the Daniela Myrix palette. This one is newer to my collection. I got it probably around a month ago, maybe even less, but it's got some of the most beautiful multi-chromes ever. I believe this was meant to be a holiday palette too, which if it was, I mean, she nailed it. And unfortunately, I haven't seen it come back in stock. I think I've seen on Beautylish a couple of times that it's coming back soon, so hopefully it actually is coming back soon. As soon as I see it back in stock, I will definitely make sure to let you guys know, because I know that a lot of you have been waiting to get your hands on this one because it sold out the first time. Anyways, let me show you the swatches of my favorite shades. I'm going to first grab Galaxy, Martian, Aurora, Gaia. I mean, take a look right there at how special these shades truly are. Let me go ahead and swatch Galaxy first. I think this is one of my most favorite ones, but for sure I love Martian the best. It's like a lighter version of it. It's got gold and green. It's so beautiful. I feel like the camera never does these justice. This one here is Aurora and Gaia. Gaia is unexpectedly beautiful. Like, it's got brown and copper and gold. It's so pretty. By the way, take a look at the 5 looks 1 palette I did with this one. I feel like any of these looks would absolutely be perfect for any holiday looks, any holiday occasions. Let's keep swatching. I'm going to go with Sol, Solarian. Spring Equinox is my inner corner shade today, and Blue Moon would be like the blue version of it. Just take a look right here. Let me swatch these as well. This one here is my inner corner color today, and like I said, the more blue version of it. I'm absolutely obsessed with this palette, and while it doesn't have many mattes, I don't think it has any mattes, it does have this satin black shade right here that pairs amazingly with any of those shades, and it can be really nice and intense this way, or you can blend it down to be a really nice and subtle smoky black. Not the greatest exemplification right there, but there you go. In the 5 looks 1 palette video, you can see how I used that black and smoked it out kind of to be my outer corner smoky color, but also my transition color, and then used the pops of color on the eyelid, and it looked beautiful. But you can also see in that video, if you're interested, that I reached for other palettes in my collection to grab some brown matte shades and combine with these shades, and that was also really spectacular. Anyway, so this palette right here, I'm obsessed with the color story and the pops of color in it, and I think is perfect for any holiday occasions this year. And so those right there are my favorite palettes for the holiday season this year. If I'm going anywhere, but also mostly like whenever I'm filming my December videos, I know that those are the palettes that I'm going to be reaching for the most. So if you were wondering about any of those, know that they are very versatile palettes. All of them have amazing formulas, and they are perfect for the holidays. And of course, if you're interested in picking any of these up, definitely check out my links down in the description box. I hope that you guys liked the video. Definitely let me know down in the comment section which one is going to be your go-to holiday palette this year. I love you guys so much. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to hit the subscribe button before you leave. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you back for tomorrow's video. Bye!